guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ritz and I am so excited to be sharing my fall TBR with you. So I'm very excited. Finally fall is approaching. We here in India, especially in Kolkata, we are melting. The heat is so much that we are literally melting down here, and we are so looking forward for the fall season to start or the autumn season to start. And I am so excited that officially fall starts, I think, from 22nd September, but for me it has already begun because I have collated a great deal of good books together so that I can read this cozy season. And my god, I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So there are going to be a couple of TBRs because my favorite genres are fantasy, psychological thrillers, murder mysteries, cozy murder mysteries, and horror books, which is basically what fall consists of. And I have quite a long list of books, but I would be sharing this list with you in 2-3 different TBRs. So this is for right now, this is my September TBR, which includes everything fall. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So my first book this September would be One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. It is a psychological thriller where our main protagonist is Kenetria, or known as Ken, who is suffering from dissociative identity disorder, or also known as multiple identity disorders. So she has a lot of personalities inside her head and she calls them her headmates. And she stays dormant for 6 years, and then she suddenly wakes up and she sees that she has landed herself a new job as a caretaker in a private island of a historic mansion. And she goes there. The vibe there is quite haunted, and there is a saying that this island is cursed and it's haunted. And then there are some very weird white rich men, and they arrive. They are the owners of this mansion, and something strange happens to her headmates inside her head. Now the castle where she goes, the mansion or the castle where she goes as a caretaker, is exactly the replica of the castle inside her head where her headmates stay. Now something has happened in this island before which she is not aware of, but one of her headmates knows what happened here, where the darkest secret that has happened here, which has caused her to split between different personalities. So that's the story, that's how it goes, and I'm really looking forward to reading to it. I think it has got some really spooky vibes and really weirdo vibes, so I am so in. I am a weirdo. I am so in for this one. The next book that I would be reading is none other than There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafak, and I am absolutely in love with Shafak's work. I have already loved all her books, and this one is going to be, I am predicting it is going to be a 5-star read, because none of her work has yet been a 4-star read for me. So every work, all of her books is 5-star read. So I'm really excited for this one. This book consists of 3 different people from 3 different timelines who are connected by water droplet, or by water droplet, and that is how their story is connected throughout the history. And it is beautiful. It is a beautiful storytelling. I can tell it by just reading the summary of it, and I really hope this turns out to be a 5-star, because I do not want to be disappointed by this book at all. Also, this book has got the vibe of fantasy, like magical, whimsical vibe. So yeah, whimsy is there, and it is definitely a good read for fall, like a very cozy, nice, heartwarming good read. The next book that I would be reading, and it has been in my TBR for almost a year now, is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Now this book has been in my TBR for the longest time, and I was always planning to read this book, but I wanted that atmospheric feel of Halloween. So Halloween is far away, I know, but since it's fall, there's no better time to read it than now. So this book is about two siblings who have recently lost their parents in an accident, and these siblings, like a brother and a sister, and they are not in good terms. They don't talk to each other much, they stay away from each other, and there is history between them, unresolved history. And the parents, their mother, actually their mom, is actually a puppeteer, and she has all these crazy artwork like dolls, clowns and puppets and everything in the house, and the house has got a very weird vibe. This place feels really weird, but they want to sell the house, they want to get rid of it, they want to take their portion of money and not see each other ever again. But how do they sell a haunted house? So I really don't like gore much in horror, like eyes popping out and there is gut and blood and this and that. I don't like that kind of horror. I'm more of a quiet horror kind of a person who wants to feel, you know, spooky and chilled and scared at the same time, but not disgusted. So this is that kind of a book, and I have heard really good reviews about this book, so I can't wait to jump into it. Now the book that I have been excited for almost this whole year is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. You guys know my obsession with The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I have been a huge supporter of that book. It is in my topmost forever list book, like my forever favorite list book, and this is the sequel to the Cerulean Chronicles, and I can't wait to read it. I'm just waiting for it to release. Literally, like the moment it will release, I'll get my hands on it and I'll start digging in, because it is one of my favorite books of all time. So yeah, it's Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I think that it follows the story of Arthur Parnassus, the owner of, or the caretaker or the owner of the orphanage, and we see how the ministry and everything works against Arthur and how things go from there onwards with the children and everything. And I am so excited, guys. I just can't tell you. Like, The House in the Cerulean Sea was a warm hug. You know, if you want to read a book which gives you the feeling of warm hug, read The House in the Cerulean Sea. If you're feeling lonely, if you're really sad, read that book. It is going to make you really smile. It is going to make you feel safe and cozy and everything good. So it is just the sequel of that book, and of course I'll be reading it this fall. The next book that I would be reading is so perfect for the fall. Just listen to the title. So it is called The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Robel. So the name itself gives you a fall vibe. This story is of Alfred Smetel, who is the founder and manager of this Hitchcock Hotel, and all the guests in the Hitchcock Hotels, they come for a specific kind of a feel, because it's round the clock film screenings, get props and memorabilia of the film, and the vibe of the hotel is absolutely like any Alfred Hitchcock film. Now, he's not just an average fan, obviously. So to mark the anniversary of this hotel, he invites his best friends from college with whom he has not spoken for 16 years, but he calls them in for this special tour of this Hitchcock Hotel. And there, something happens. I mean, no Hitchcock movie is complete without a body, right? So something happens, and there is a past between the friends, and a body props up. So I'm really excited to see how this book unfolds, because Stephanie Robel would be an author I have never read. I don't know if it is her debut work, but this title really caught my attention, and I really want to see how this goes. So guys, those are the books that I would be reading this September, and I am keeping my hopes up that I would be completing them, because I think the Elif Shafak book is more than 500 pages, so it might take some time. But yes, so those are the books that I'm looking forward to read this September, and I would be back with another fall TBR in October. So till then, I love you guys lots. Bye.